A private jet sits on a dark runway. The cabin lights are off. The engines aren't running, but the air still smells like fuel and metal. A single diplomatic pouch is handcuffed to a courier. Two passports, real names crossed out, wait inside a folder marked medical. Outside, 3 phones buzz at once, and nobody answers on the first ring. Somewhere else, a prisoner is told to pack. Somewhere else, a hostage is told to stay calm and say nothing when the door opens. Here's the twist. In shadow diplomacy, people aren't exchanged for people. They're exchanged for signals, strength, restraint, legitimacy, fear. So when a swap happens, is it a rescue that saves lives or a purchase that sets the next price? Hostage and prisoner swaps don't start with a press conference. They start with silence. A family gets a proof of life message. A government pretends it has no information. And behind the scenes, someone opens a channel that can't be quoted. Most states publicly say they don't negotiate with hostage takers. In practice, they often do, just indirectly, because persuasion alone rarely frees someone who is being held as exchange currency. That's why the negotiations are routed through intermediaries, a neutral state, an intelligence service, a humanitarian organization, sometimes even a private fixer. The first phase isn't bargaining, it's verification and control. Is the hostage alive? Who really holds them? What do they actually want? Money, prisoners, sanctions relief, legitimacy? Who can deliver without losing face? And then comes the darkest part. Negotiators try to create negotiable issues, even when a group claims it's not negotiable, because without trade-offs, everyone is trapped in a pure threat game. In swaps, price is not just the number of prisoners, it's the politics attached to them. What raises the price? The hostage's nationality and public profile, media pressure and elections, the captor's need for recognition, money, or leverage, whether the detaining side can claim a win to its own audience. Negotiations also follow a brutal time curve. Danger is often highest at the beginning, then drops as talks stabilize, then rises again as the hostage's value declines or deadlines approach. That's why teams obsess over tempo. Slow the crisis, keep communication open, prevent impulsive violence. And here's the uncomfortable logic states wrestle with. If you pay too much, you may increase future kidnappings. If you refuse everything, you may be sacrificing the hostage to long-term deterrence. So governments often settle for swaps that can be framed as not paying, like prisoner exchanges instead of cash, because it's politically easier to defend at home. Every swap teaches the world what works. If a captor gets prisoners back, they learn hostages are effective leverage. If a government rescues someone without concessions, it reinforces deterrence. But rescue operations are risky, rare, and not always possible. That's why covert tactics and deception sometimes replace bargaining when feasible. Winner-loser dynamics usually look like this. Winners, the side that gains legitimacy, leverage, or domestic approval from the deal. Losers, the side that looks coerced, plus future civilians who become more valuable targets if kidnapping appears profitable. And the hostage? even when freed, they're evidence of a system. Unofficial negotiations, deniable promises, and deals made in the dark, because in public, everyone must claim they never negotiated at all.